after you give your plea?
Yes.
And what is your plea, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports to States Exhibit 1, notification, certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures of States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment of States Exhibit 4. State also requests the defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court
Somebody?
and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection, Judge, so stipulated.
Okay, without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. Recommendation, state?
In CR 21-11-321D, the state recommends a $500 fine, court costs, 1 year Hidalgo County Jail probated over 2 years, the
2
repeat
years.
offender program, mobile device for 1 year, 5 days Hidalgo County Jail, 1 year Texas driver's license suspension, 80 community service hours, Mothers Against Drunk Driving Impact Panel, and outpatient treatment.
Okay, now.
Judge,
Yes, sir.
we do have a request, Judge. My client is Ms. Janelle. How many weeks pregnant are you?
I am 30 weeks.
She's 30 weeks pregnant, Judge. I believe she's on bed rest. As part of this plea, Judge, she has to do 5 days in the county jail. I don't know if the court would allow her to do that house arrest AIP, or in the alternative, just let her do it later on in probation towards the end.
Janelle, make sure you stay muted until you need to speak. You have feedback. Don't unmute yourself unless
Okay,
you have to speak.
Okay, there you go. Okay, now, okay, well, yeah, that'll be something that she can discuss with the probation officer, and they'll work it out, okay?
So they'll work with her and give her the opportunity to do
Yes.
it later on. Okay.
Yeah, first of all, no community hours, because that'll be waived. And then let me see here. Any suspension of driver license to run concurrent with any administrative suspension. And then on the fine, that can be brought down to $250, okay?
Yes, Judge.
And so that'll do it. She'll be on 2 years probation. And that'll be the judgment. And good luck with that probation, okay, man?
Thank you, Judge. That's all I have this morning, Judge. May I be excused?
All right, you and your client may be excused. Have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. You too, Judge.
Thank you. Okay.
We're going to jail cases.
All right, let me do the Joe cases.
And the first one would be Claudio Gomez, number 1.
Number 1. Claudio Gomez. And who's the attorney?
Isabel Rodriguez standing in for John.
Okay. All right, that'll be, and let me just get Miss Isabel.
And he also has number 10, number 1, number 10,
1 and 10.
number 11.
Uh-huh.
I believe number 11 will be a dismissal with the pleas on the other two.
Okay. State. He's got 3 cases, I believe 2 pleas and 1 dismissal.
That's correct, Judge.
All right. You said number 1 and number 10. All right, I'm waiting on Miss. Oh, there's Miss Rodriguez. Good morning, Miss Rodriguez.
He's muted.
Yeah, you need to unmute.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
morning,
I can hear
Your
the
Honor.
Joe. Yeah, I can hear the Joe. Good morning, Joe. All right, Miss Rodriguez, you're standing in for John Rodriguez. and
That's
you're
correct,
here
Your
to-
Honor.
You're here to represent Claudio Gomez. He's gonna do 2 pleas and I believe 1 dismissal.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Gomez, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. 2 pleas and then 1 dismissal. Here they are. CR 1906-372D, Claudio Gomez, possession of a controlled substance, Class B misdemeanor. CR 2207-952D, Claudio Gomez. I'm sorry. No. That's the dismissal one. The plea will be CR 2207-951D, Claudio Gomez, DWI, Class B misdemeanor. Each case is a Class B misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense report to States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures of States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment of States Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection, Your Honor, and so agreed and stipulated.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. Recommendations, let's do the, well, CR 19-06-372D, the possession class B.
The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 9 days, Hidalgo County Jail credit for 9 days.
Okay. No, it'll be this one, this will be dismissed.
Yes.
Okay. All right, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs because of the time in jail. That'll be a time served. Let's go to the second one. CR 22-07-951D. Yes, ma'am. DWI.
The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 77 days, Hidalgo County Jail credit for 77 days.
Okay, and because of the time in jail, court will also waive the fine and court costs. It'll be a time served. All right, and then that's the third case, right, State?
Yes, Judge, in CR 22-07-952D, the state will dismiss this case, Judge, pursuant to the plea in the other two cases.
Court will hereby grant State's motion to dismiss in CR 22-07-952D, State versus Claudio Gomez. This case is hereby dismissed. Okay, Mr. Gomez, that'll do it. 2 times served. That's it. Have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Your excuse. Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next case is Roberto Carlos Rivera, attorney Rudy Cancha,
Roberto Carlos Rivera.
and he has number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 23.
Oh, wait a minute. 2, 3, 4. And
23.
23. There's 4 cases, right, Mr. Cancha?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, 4 cases. Let me find them here. And I believe it's going to be a plea on all 4 of them.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, that'll be Mr. Roberto Carlos Rivera. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. There's 4 cases, Mr. Rivera, CR 19-14-303D, DWI Class A, CR 21-12-229D, Theft Class A, CR 21-12-230D, Theft Class A. The last one, CR 22-12-398D, DWI Class A misdemeanor. So I think all of them are Class A misdemeanors. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, all 4 cases are Class A misdemeanors. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for all 4 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State.
Honor, in each case, the state offers plea documents and offense reports of States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures of States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment of States Exhibit 4. The state also requests the defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objections, Your Honor. So agreed and stipulated.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on all 4 cause numbers. Let me see here. First case, State CR 19-14-303D, DWI Class A.
Yes, Judge, in both DWIs, the
Okay.
state recommends an $800 fine, court costs 1 year, Hidalgo County Jail probated over 2 years, a repeat offender program, a mobile alcohol monitoring device for 1 year, 3 days, Hidalgo County Jail, 1 year, Texas driver's license suspension, Mothers Against Drunk Driving impact panel, and 40 community service hours.
All right, now on this one, waive the community hours. Also run the suspension of driver license with any administrative suspension. And I'll leave it like that. And I'm gonna go to the next DWI case, CR 2212, 398D. Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, it's the same recommendation, Judge.
Okay, so on this one, no fine, no court cost, no community hours to run concurrent with the prior DWI case. Then we have the other two cases. Yes, ma'am. CR 2112, 229.
Yes, Judge, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 15 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 15 days.
Waive the fine and court cost, time served. The other case, CR 2112, 230D.
The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 15 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 15 days, with $1,800 restitution due and owing to Veronica Hipas.
Veronica Hipas. Okay. Okay, also on this one, no fine, no court costs, time served. So 2 time serves, 2 probations, but they're gonna run concurrent with only 1 fine and only 1 court cost. Is that fine, Mr. Cancha?
Yes, Your Honor. I just would just like for it to be clear that he only has to take 1 mat impact panel class and
Correct.
only have 1 mobile device for.
Correct. Did you get that, Mr. Rivera?
Yes, Your Honor.
2 cases are time served with a due and owing of $1,800 on one of them. But on the probation cases, there'll only be fees and fines only for one case, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
They're gonna run concurrent. All right, good luck with your probation. You may be excused. Have a good day. Thank you, Mr. Cancha. We'll see you later. Happy holidays.
Your Honor, you too.
Yes.
Next defendant is Miguel Tijerina Cárdenas, attorney Nereida Morales Martinez.
Miguel Tijerina
He
Cárdenas.
has 2 rebels and 2 new pleas.
Okay, find me,
Yes, number 5
okay, let me put it here.
is a motion to revoke.
Uh-huh.
And number 12. We can do those 2 first.
2 motions to revoke
And 2 regular.
and 2 regular pleas. All right. Let me do the regular pleas first. Which are they? Okay, I got it. Number 15
Number 15 and number 16.
and number 16. All right, Miss Martinez, good morning.
Good morning, Judge.
Yes, ma'am. Your client has 4 cases, I believe, 2 rebels and 2 pleas, right?
That's correct.
All right, and your client is Miguel Tijerina Cárdenas?
Yes, sir.
All right. So the pleas, right? Here and here. 15 and 16, right?
Yes.
Okay. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. CR 2211 414D, Miguel Tijerina Cárdenas, Class A, terroristic threat. CR 2211 415D, Miguel Cárdenas, criminal trespass, Class A misdemeanor. Each case is a Class A misdemeanor. Each case carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Your Honor, in each case, the state offers plea documents and offense reports as State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures of State's Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment of State's Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
Your Honor, no objection to the exhibits and so agreed and stipulated.
Okay, without objections, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. All right, recommendations, do they happen to be the same, state?
Yes, Judge.
And what is it?
The recommendation in each case is a $100 fine, court costs 70 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 70 days.
70.
70?
Yes, sir.
70 for 70? Okay, court will hereby waive the fine and court costs because of the time in jail. So it'll be a time served for both cases. Time served. Now the MTRs. What were they again? That's 12. 5 and 12. All right, Mr. Cardenas, there's two motions to revoke here.
Yes, sir.
Let's see here. They are CR 2112-961D and CR 2208-587D. Both of them, State of Texas versus Miguel Cardenas Jr. This is a revocation proceeding whereby the Adult Probation Office and the DA's office are both alleging that you violated your probations. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has your attorney explained to you that all the conditions that you allegedly violated for each case,
Yes, sir.
and you understand them all pretty well?
Yes, sir.
All right. And what is your plea, sir? True or not true that you at least violated one of those conditions for each of the cases?
True.
And are you pleading true freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
In each case, state offers waiver of rights, consent to stipulation of evidence, and plea of truth to state's motion to revoke post-conviction community supervision as State's Exhibit 1. State also requests that defendant stipulate that he is the same defendant who was previously placed on probation.
No objection to the exhibits, Your Honor, so agreed and stipulated.
All right, and without objections, so admitted. It'll be the finding of this court that Miguel Tijerina Cardenas Jr. did violate probation on both cases here, CR 2112-961D and CR 2208-587D. Recommendations, state, are they the same by any chance, identical?
Yes, Judge. In each case, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 60 days Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 60 days.
All right, and for both cases, waive the fine and court costs because of the time in jail. So 60 for 60, it'll be a time served. So I think what we ended up here is with the time served for all four cases, right?
Yes, sir.
That's correct, Judge.
All right, that'll do it, Mr. Cardenas. Time served for all of them. You're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am, you're excused. Have a great day.
Next defendant is Armando Ruiz Mendez,
Armando Ruiz Mendez.
attorney Frank Prado. He's
Okay.
on the screen. He just needs to unmute.
Give me a number.
Number 6.
Number 6. Armando Ruiz Mendez.
Judge, actually, he's got two on the docket. The other one, Mr. Galvan, represents him. I don't know if he's here, but
Yes,
helped
Mr.
him
Galvan is in the waiting room.
Oh, okay. So we'll do this, please, in the end. Do that one.
Mr. Galvan.
Okay, let me do this
Okay.
one first.
Okay, Judge.
Judge,
All right.
It's
Yes.
it's two DWIs, Judge, same recommendation. If you
Mr.
remind-
Galvan is on the screen.
Okay, we'll bring in Mr. Galvan. There he is.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Galvan. We have Armando Ruiz Mendez, and I believe he's got 2 DWI cases. What are the numbers again?
Number 6 and number 9. And Mr. Frank Prado is on the first one.
Mhm.
Mr. Galvan has the second one.
And number 9. Here you go. I got him.
That's
All
actually
right.
number 6 and 7, Judge, isn't it? Or at least on the docket I have says show 6. Maybe I'm wrong.
No,
I
it's not
apologize,
the
Judge.
same docket.
Yeah,
Mr. Prado.
it changed. It'll be 6 and 9 for me here.
Okay,
But
Judge,
we've
I
got the same.
apologize.
We've got the same person anyway. That's okay. Armando Ruiz Mendez, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The first case, CR 2204-260D, Armando Ruiz Mendez, DWI, Class B misdemeanor. And then the second one, CR 2206-962D, Armando Ruiz Mendez, also DWI, Class B misdemeanor. For each case, you're entitled to a penalty for each case is 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea? And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for both cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
In each case, the state offers plea documents and offense reports to State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures of State's Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment of State's Exhibit 4. State also requests the defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection, Your Honor. So agree to stipulate as to the case I represent him on.
Same announcement, Your Honor.
All right. Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Armando Ruiz Mendez is guilty as charged on both cause numbers. Let's start with the first one here, CR 22-04-260D, state.
Your Honor, in both cases, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 180 days.
For both cases.
That's
All right.
correct, Judge.
So for both cases, the other case, CR 22-06-962D, for both cases, court will hereby will waive the fine and court costs because of the time in jail. Then 180 days for 180 days credit. It'll be time served for both cases. All right, that'll do it. Is that correct, gentlemen?
That is.
That all right, y'all are excused. Have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. Have a good holiday. Want to see you.
Yes, sir. Happy holidays. Time served, Mr. Ruiz, okay? Mr.
All right,
Mendez.
thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, number 7, Mr. Richard Cortez is in the, Gonzalez, sorry.
Okay.
Number 7.
We
Juan
need
Martin Espinosa.
We need to become a lawyer, right? I didn't think he was a lawyer. Hey.
I'm aging backwards, Judge.
Oh, yeah, what was that there? Okay. Well, number what? Number 7?
Number 7 is.
Okay, that'll be Juan Martin Espinosa, right?
It's underwater. It's underwater. Yeah.
Juan Martin Espinosa, right?
It'll be
Correct,
Spanish,
Judge.
Your Honor.
He's a Spanish speaker, Your Honor.
Okay, and this is Espinosa right there?
Espinosa, levanta la mano.
You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the
¿Crees
truth?
que el testimonio que vas a dar es la verdad, solamente la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
See?
Yes, puedes bajar la mano.
CR 22-05-024D, Juan Martin Espinosa, you're charged DWI Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Juan, en el caso tuyo te acusan de andar manejando en el estado de embriaguez, que es una clase B, bajo la ley es no más de una multa de $2,000 y no más de 6 meses en la cárcel. La pregunta del juez es, ¿comprendes eso, sí o no? ¿Sí o no? Tienes que
Sí.
responder. Yes.
So you understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Comprendes que tienes el derecho de que un jurado oiga tu caso, también tienes el derecho de apelar, pero ¿es correcto que has rechazado esos 2 derechos? ¿Sí o no?
No.
Esos son los documentos que le firmaste al abogado.
Así. Sí.
Yes.
Okay, have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
¿Alguna vez te han declarado que estés mentalmente incompetente, loco? ¿Por un doctor? ¿Sí o no?
No. No.
No.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendation after you give your plea?
¿Comprendes tú que la corte no tiene que seguir la recomendación después de que tú te declares culpable? ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
You understand that if you're not a U.S. citizen, that you plead guilty in your case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to this country, or the denial of naturalization under federal law?
Juan, y comprendes que si no eres ciudadano de este país y te declaras culpable, eso puede resultar en deportación, exclusión o que te nieguen la entrada a este país bajo leyes federales. ¿Comprendes eso, sí o no?
Sí.
Yes.
And was that explained to you by your attorney?
¿Y eso se te explicó a ti por tu abogado?
Sí.
Yes.
And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not
¿Y
guilty?
cómo te declaras? ¿Culpable o no culpable?
Culpable.
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
¿Y te estás declarando culpable libre y voluntariamente?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, state's evidence.
State offers plea documents and offense reports to States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures to States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment of States Exhibit 4. The state also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea guilty.
We have no objection and we do stipulate.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant is guilty as charged. In a recommendation state,
In CR 22-05024D, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 180 days, Hidalgo County Jail, credit for 180 days.
all right, because of the time in jail, court will waive the fine and court costs 180 or 180 time served.
Juan, en el caso tuyo, el juez te quitó la multa y los costos de corte, ya serviste a 180 días, te van a dar crédito por 180 días, eso arregla este caso.
Okay, time served. Thank you, sir. Gracias.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes, sir. Thank you, you.
Hey, Richard got a promotion to county judge.
That's right. You've been promoted to county judge.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
I know, man. But don't tell the other judge, okay? Don't tell the other.
I won't.
It's just between us here. Okay. All right.
Miss Karina Cerda,
Miss Cerda, okay.
she has Jorge Renteria Jr.
And this is what, 2 cases?
No, he's got 1, 2, three,
Your Honor.
4, 5, 6 cases.
6 cases? That should have been one setting just for one whole afternoon here. Okay, out of the 6 cases, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it going to be a plea on all 6?
Yes, Your Honor. 3, he's pleading to 3, and then 3 will be dismissed.
Okay. Let me have the ones that are going to be. Okay. No, I think I got it. Okay, let me just find them here. Give me the numbers.
They're in different order.
Okay.
So it's the CR 22, 10008.
Let me go this way. Okay, that's going to be a dismissal.
That's going to be deferred.
Oh, deferred. Okay.
And then
A plea.
09,
Plea,
right underneath,
Uh-huh.
also deferred.
A plea. Okay.
And then the next one also deferred.
The 12065. Plea.
Yes.
Plea. Okay.
And the other 3 are dismissed.
Oh, that's right. Then we got dismissals. Okay. We got D, and D. All right, we got to figure it out already.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
If it weren't for Sesame Street, I wouldn't have figured it out. Okay. You remember that, right? One of these things belong with, one of this. Okay, you get. I think you get it. Okay, that's how I did it. Okay. So it'll be a plea on 3, and then 3 dismissals, and we have Mr. Jorge Renteria Jr. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. Mr. Renteria, there'll be a plea on 3 cases and 3 dismissals. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, here comes the pleas. CR 22-10-008, CR 22-10-009, and CR 22-12-065D, all of them state of Texas versus Jorge Renteria Jr. And the first one, possession of a controlled substance. Second one, possession of a controlled substance. All of them are possession of a controlled substance. The third one is a Class A misdemeanor. So the first 2 are Class Bs. The last one, Class A. On the Class Bs, the potential penalty can be up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. The third one, a Class A, the penalty can be up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that for each case, you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and that you waived those 2 rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, Your Honor.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily for all 3 cases?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
In each case, the state offers plea documents and offense report to States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures, States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessments as States Exhibit 4. State also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
We have no objection, Your Honor, and will so stipulate.
All right, without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that the finding of all proceedings are hereby deferred in cost numbers CR 22-10-008, CR 22-10-009, and CR 22-12-065D, and all of them state of Texas versus Jorge Tejerina Jr. So it'll be the finding that the judgment of the court that the finding of guilty and all further proceedings are hereby deferred in all these 3 cost numbers. Now, recommendations, are they all identical by any chance?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, read me the first one, and then I think I can do the other ones. CR 22-10-008.
State recommends a $300 fine, court costs, 18 months deferred adjudication, drug education course, substance abuse treatment facility for 6 months, and for the defendant to participate in the aftercare program.
Okay, is that for all 3 of them?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, then for the, okay, that'll be the judgment for the first one, 10-0-0-0-8. The other 2, it'll be no fine, no court costs, and the same thing. So the other 2 cases, 10-0-0-9 and 12-0-65D, all of them are going to be the same as the first one. They're going to run concurrent, but no fine, no court costs on the second 2. Okay, did you understand that, Ms. Evla?
Yes, Your Honor.
There'll be only 1 fine and 1 court cost on all 3 of them. Okay, they're all going to run concurrent. Then state there's 3 other cases. Could you read them on the record, please?
Yes, Judge, in CR 22-12-066D, CR 22-12-067D, and CR 22-12-068D. The state will be moving to dismiss these cases pursuant to the plea agreement.
Court will hereby grant state's motion to dismiss in CR 22-12-066D, CR 22-12-067D, and CR 22-12-068D. All of them, State of Texas versus Jorge Renteria Jr., all of them are hereby dismissed. Anything else, Ms. Cerda?
No, Your Honor, that's all I have before your honorable court.
All right, that'll do it. And Mr. Renteria, good luck with that, with the probation, okay, sir?
Judge, only
Thank you,
one
sir.
probation fees?
Yeah, only one probation fee and only one court cost. Yeah. Okay. All right,
Thank
thank you, sir.
you.
Thank you.
What's Your Honor?
Yeah, good day. Yes, ma'am. Happy holidays.
Okay, next defendant is Juan Daniel Mendoza, attorney Joe Bravo.
Only one case?
He's got 2 cases. I need one dismissal and one fee.
All right, I got it. I got it. Okay, that'll be, I see Mr. Joe Bravo. There he is. And then we need Juan Daniel Mendoza, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
And no interpreting?
No interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. 2 cases, Mr. Mendoza, 1 plea, 1 dismissal. Let's get the plea out of the way here. CR 22-12-114D, Juan Daniel Mendoza, criminal trespass, Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial. You're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those 2 rights?
Yes.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
Never.
You understand that the court does not have to accept any recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes.
Okay. And how do you plead, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
I'm sorry?
Not guilty.
Mr. Bravo, the paperwork is.
Yes, Judge. It was a plea of guilty for a time served. Mr. Mendoza, do you remember when you signed off on the documents with me in jail?
Yes, and did you sign for the plea of guilty?
Yes.
Okay. State.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense reports to State's Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14, disclosure in State's Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment in State's Exhibit 4. State also requests that defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection, Your Honor.
Without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that Juan Daniel Mendoza is guilty as charged in CR 22-12-114D. Recommendation, State?
Your Honor, in CR 22-12-114D, the state recommends a $100 fine, court costs 17 days, Hidalgo County Jail credit for 17 days.
All right.
CR 22-12-113D, the state will be moving to dismiss this case pursuant to the agreement.
All right. On the plea, court will waive the fine and court costs 17 for 17, time served. And then court will grant state's motion for dismissal in CR 22-12-113D, State versus Daniel Mendoza. This case is hereby dismissed. Is that the understanding, Mr. Bravo?
That's our understanding, Your Honor.
All right, we got a time served and a dismissal. Did you hear that, Mr. Mendoza?
Yes, sir.
Okay, time served and a dismissal. Your excuse.
Thank
Thank
you,
you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Bravo, your excuse. Have a good day, sir. Yes, sir. See you.
Miguel Castillo, Ms. Edna Cedillo, number 8. I believe that's going to be a dismissal.
Okay, wait a minute.
Number 8.
Number 8. It'll be a plea
Yeah, I
or
believe it's a dismissal.
okay. Let me call this one CR 22-05-401D. Miguel Castillo.
Yes, Judge, good morning, and it's on behalf of Mr. Castillo.
Spanish, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Good morning, Mr. Dio.
Judge, in speaking with the state yesterday, I believe it's going to be an announcement for Dismissal, Judge, but I don't want to speak for them.
All right,
That's
state,
correct,
yes.
Judge. That's correct. The dismissal has been e-filed, Judge.
All right, okay, then court will hereby, no, I think we have an order dismissal already. That is signed.
No, that's just or not. It hasn't been signed.
It hasn't been signed.
She said
Okay,
it was
then
gonna be by
court
Wednesday.
will grant state's motion to dismiss in CR 22-05-401D, State versus Miguel Castillo. This case is hereby dismissed. Mr. Castillo,
Castillo, en el caso tuyo, el juez va a firmar una orden para rechazar el caso y eso arregla este caso.
okay? So
Thank you,
case is
Judge.
dismissed. Yes, Mr. Dio. Okay, thank you, sir. That'll do it. Time served. I'm saying the case is dismissed. I'm sorry. All right, Mr. Dio,
Yes,
can you
Judge.
hear me? Yes.
Yes.
When we do jail cases, try not to wear orange, okay, ma'am?
I was thinking that when I saw
Well, you get us confused, you know, and yeah, I start looking everywhere and I'm
noted,
like,
Judge, noted.
yeah. I used to tell that to Laura Barbosa, please don't ever wear orange when I have jail cases. That was rule 101 in our court, okay?
Okay, thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Your excuse. Happy holidays.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you.
You too, man. Bye-bye.
Next defendant is Robert Joseph Perez, attorney Frank Garza,
Give me a number.
number 24.
Number 24. There's Mr. Garza right there. Yes,
And I
sir.
believe they're gonna hear testimony from the victim and she is logging out.
All right, let me see. That's cost number CR 22-12-418D, Robert Joseph Perez. Okay, that's the way. There he is. And there's Mr. Garza right there. And we're trying to bring in Stephanie Muniz.
She's on the screen, but no audio.
No audio. She's on the screen, okay? State, is she gonna put on testimony?
Your Honor, not that I'm aware of, Judge.
Judge,
Okay.
this is Frank Garza for the defendant. Stephanie showed up at the DA's office this past Monday, is what I was advised. The DA did not want to meet with her about a affidavit of non-prosecution.
Okay.
Tuesday, I got a email from Mr. Pulveda, the assistant DA, with an offer and a rec to try to get this plea done. That's why we're set for today. I come to learn, Judge, that Ms. Stephanie was told to return Friday for an appointment this coming tomorrow
Okay.
to discuss the affidavit of non-prosecution, but apparently, because the DA was hoping to get this deal done before they met with the alleged victim. So, Judge, I'd like to see if Ms. Munoz could unmute herself and see if we can put on some testimony, because she does want to withdraw the charges, in my understanding.
Okay.
And so, Judge.
For the record, Judge, we did have that the victim did come in, had an appointment that was scheduled for the 13th to file the A&P, and then she called to reschedule on that day. So I think there's a little bit of confusion there. The state did not deny her request or refuse to meet with her. It was that the victim called to reschedule her appointment.
So it's rescheduled for Friday, for tomorrow?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay.
Okay, but I think today Mr. Garza wants to ask questions, right, sir?
Yes, Judge. I mean, we could just get everything on the record. And I mean, because it's either that, then she meets with them tomorrow, signs the affidavit. We can come back next week for a status hearing, but it's not efficient for the court, Judge, and everybody if we can just get cut to the chase, I guess, so to speak, is my thought, right, Judge? Because my client's still in jail and on this only charge, because, right.
Okay. Ms. Muniz, can you hear me?
Yes, I could hear you, Your Honor.
All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
All right, let's hear a little bit of testimony here. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may put your hand down. And once again, we're here on CR 22-124-18D, Robert Perez. And Mr. Garza, you want to get started?
Yes, Ms. Muñiz, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you are married to Robert Perez, the defendant, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and I understand that you understand why you're here because there's some allegation of some situation between you and him some time back that led to his arrest and now this court case, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and it's my understanding that you have communicated with the district attorney's office that you are wishing to drop the charges on this case because it was simply a misunderstanding and y'all are still married, correct?
Yes, yes, I do desire to not proceed with the charges.
Okay, and do you and Mr. Pettis have come to an arrangement where there's gonna be no harmful contact with each other, which means that y'all are gonna be probably separated, is what I understand, correct?
Yes, correct,
Going-
yes.
Going forward, so as far as for the court or the judge to understand is that since y'all are gonna be away from each other, it's very unlikely that y'all are gonna put yourselves in a situation where a new allegation may happen, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and for that reason, you feel comfortable and you don't feel threatened by Mr. Pettis if he were to have these charges dismissed against him, is that correct?
No.
But you don't feel threatened by him, do you?
Oh, no, I don't feel threatened.
Okay, all right, thank you, Judge. Pass the witness.
All right, thank you. Ms. Sepulveda?
So just a few questions. Can you, Ms. Muniz, what's your relationship with the defendant?
He is the father of my children. We have been together for 19 years. We're common law married.
Okay, and briefly, can you just tell for the court what occurred on or about the 4th of December?
We had been arguing. He has been having issues with his medication. He does suffer from depression and anxiety. Lately, I feel that I've been wanting him to get help for his drug medication that he takes. And we kind of argued, and it led to situations that, we didn't want for that to happen, but like it did.
Can you specifically for the record state why it is the defendant was taken into custody that night? What happened?
Yes, he had picked up. He had a knife, and we were arguing, and it led to us arguing back and forth. But that was the situation why he got arrested for terroristic threats.
Did he say anything to you that made you feel threatened, or did he just have
Yeah, it's just he had, he didn't tell me anything. We had just been arguing within that day, and he had just had the knife. But no, he didn't. I didn't feel threatened. It was just that I felt like he needed help. He has been under a lot of heavy medication, and I had been mentioning to him that what was causing him to, I guess, hallucinate and just accuse.
And is there a history of violence in your relationship?
We would argue, yes.
But is there?
There was never any charges filed before of anything, of any type of domestic violence or anything.
Okay, and have you filled out the affidavit of non-prosecution with the DA's office?
I was trying to go on Monday. I did schedule it for Friday. I was trying to go yesterday, but I got a hold of the attorney that he's with right now, her clerk, and she was mentioning that I was able to come in through the Zoom so I can put my statement in. But I was actually already there yesterday. I had been trying to get a hold of them if I can go in earlier, because I do work, and the date that they set me up, I couldn't be able to go. So then they set me up for Friday. So I went yesterday, but I wasn't able to get the paper signed.
Okay, and so
but I was there.
So nobody promised you anything or threatened you in any way to schedule the appointment and sign the ANP?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and do you wish to drop the charges against the defendant?
I do wish to drop the charges.
And do you understand that by dropping the charges, this case cannot be reopened?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, and is it your understanding that the state can proceed with the charges even though you are choosing to drop them? The state on their own?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor, pass witness.
Judge, a couple of follow-up, Judge, just to clarify a couple of things.
Okay.
Ms. Muniz, so when you said you called the police it wasn't with the ultimate purpose of getting Robert arrested. It was because you were hoping that the officers would have been able to handle his emotional situation and given him some emotional help versus a simple arrest and a charge of terroristic threat. Is that what I heard you say?
Correct. Yes, I had already actually had gone around November to talk to the police officers to see if I can section 28 for him. But they kind of gave me information that kind of didn't even really help me, that I felt that they weren't going to help him. So I just never went through with it anymore.
Sure.
But I honestly think that that's what he needs. He needs help,
Emotional help.
emotional help. Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay, so then you also did point out that you never felt threatened by him having a knife in his hand, because of course, that is one of the issues of a terroristic threat. And so even though the district attorney said they don't need you to proceed with the charges, if you were to come later on to court, if they continue with these charges, you're going to share the same information under oath that you never felt threatened by the fact that he held a knife in his hand when y'all were arguing, correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Judge.
Anything else, Mr. Pulveda?
No, Judge, at this time, the state is unopposed to a PR bond, Judge, with the condition that the defendant have no harmful contact with the victim, and set it for a future status hearing, Judge.
Judge, I request a motion to dismiss based on what testimony we have, Judge, or to quash this complaint. There's no basis in law. Obviously, the elements of terroristic threat, as the state well knows, requires the intent, and it's lacking. This gentleman needed emotional help, but thank you, Judge.
Okay, he's under medication, right?
Yes, Judge.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Well, court will go ahead and dismiss CR 22 12418, the state versus Robert Joseph Perez will dismiss the case, and also, but to have no harmful contact. No harmful contact with Stephanie Munoz. It doesn't mean that they can, they gotta stay away from each other. It only means no harmful contact with Stephanie Munoz.
My client has been explained that, Judge, yesterday. So
Okay.
he's aware of those conditions.
All right, and if he needs help, he needs to be, taken to the proper place. Okay.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
Your
That'll
Honor,
do
if
it.
you can still have the victim come in and sign that affidavit of non-prosecution, Judge.
Yes, the court will also request that you show up on Friday, ma'am, and still do the NAMP. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, I will.
Yeah, you need to do that. Okay. So it'll be dismissed, but another condition is that the AMP also be executed. All right. Thank you all very much. Have a happy holidays.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
And my client
Bye-bye.
will be released, correct, Judge?
Yes, I'll do a dismissal today.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Who's next? Miss Judith Cantu?
Number 25, yes.
Miss Judith Cantu.
Your Honor, may I be excused?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so much. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a happy holidays.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
And I think we're gonna do Miss Shanda Rios, right?
Correct, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you for standing there all this time, man. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Can you hear me, Miss Rios?
Yes, sir.
Am I allowed to wear orange?
You're supposed to wear orange.
I know. Did I hear something about lunch?
Is she allowed to wear orange?
Oh, she can wear orange. Yes, she can wear orange. Yes, she can. She's supposed to be wearing orange, but not Miss Cedillo, okay? All right, North Laura Barbosa. All right, let's see here, Miss Cantu. We have CR 22 124-20D, Shanda Rios, assault class A. Is it going to be a plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can put your hand down. CR 22 124-20D, Shanda Rios, assault class A misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to a year in jail and not more than a $4,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal. Did you waive those two rights?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No.
Okay. How do you plead, ma'am? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
Your Honor, state offers plea documents and offense report to State's Exhibit 1. Notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal, State's Exhibit 2. Waiver of Articles 14 disclosures, of State's Exhibit 3. And waiver of risk and needs assessment of State's Exhibit 4. State also requests the defense counsel stipulate to the venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
We have no objection, Your Honor, as to the introduction of the evidence. We would also agree and stipulate to venue and jurisdiction. And it is a deferred, we are applying for deferred, Your Honor.
All right, so then, all right, it'll be the judgment of the court. Oh, without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court. The defendant of guilty and all further proceedings are hereby deferred in CR 22-12420 D in the case of State versus Shanda Rios. And the recommendation, State?
In CR 22-12-420D, the state recommends a $500 fine, court costs, 10 months deferred adjudication, anger management course, life skills, 40 community service hours, and for the defendant to stay away from the victim, Jessica Cruz, and open restitution.
All right, stay away from the victim.
Judge, I'd like to be heard just briefly. I know that I did indicate to the state that I would be asking the court to the situation that arose to her being incarcerated. She opened her home to this victim, and the victim was staying there, and I believe the victim overstayed her welcome. So there was an altercation that ensued. My client she's been in custody about approximately 10 days. She's asking for the court to consider perhaps giving her, she was asking for time served, but in the alternative, perhaps lowering the term of her probation and waiving her court cost and her fine because she has been incarcerated for so long. She is gainfully employed. She's asked the court to waive her community service hours as well.
Okay, what was the period that the state recommended or deferred?
8 months, I believe.
10 months, Judge.
Okay, 10 months. Okay, what we can do is we can make it 5 months deferred. No fine, no court costs. The life skill course, no community hours. Stay away from the victim here, Jessica Cruz, I believe. And also, I think a restitution here, 1/11, 10 a.m. January 11th, 10 a.m.
Shanda, you're gonna have to call me when you get up, but you're gonna have to be back in court on 1/11, okay?
1/11 January.
10
Yes.
a.m. just to see if there's damages out there or not, okay?
Can I ask one question?
Yes, huh?
As far as us staying away from each other, we're co-workers. How do we do that? I mean, I work nights, she works days. That day, the boss
Okay.
called us in at the same time.
Okay, so you're co-workers?
Yes, and we work at the same job.
Okay, then no harmful contact with Jessica
Okay.
Cruz.
Okay.
Okay, no harmful contact. We'll change that. But again, no fine, no court costs, 5 months deferred, no community hours, life skill course, and we're coming back on 1/11, 10 a.m. Okay, thank you very much. You may be excused. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, Judge. That's all we have.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for waiting. Thank you. All right,
Now we have Miss
Miss.
Arispe.
Right over here. Miss Arispe, okay. Yes, thank you for your patience, Miss Arispe.
Yes, sir.
And I know you have to be in another court, not a problem. Sylvia Real, right?
That's correct, Judge.
It's gonna be a plea?
Yes, it's a deferred plea, Judge.
Okay, it'll be deferred and the cost number CR 21-02-786D, Ociel Villarreal. Is it a Class B misdemeanor?
Yes, Judge.
All right, Class B misdemeanor. Okay, Mr. Villarreal, you need to unmute.
Okay.
All right, there we go. Prayer, the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
You may put your hand down. Your cost number, CR 21-02-786D, Ociel Villarreal, is a Class B misdemeanor. It carries a potential penalty of up to 180 days in jail and not more than a $2,000 fine upon conviction. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand that you're entitled to a jury trial, you're entitled to an appeal, and did you waive those two rights?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever been declared mentally incompetent?
No, sir.
You understand that the court does not have to follow the recommendations after you give a plea?
Yes, sir.
And what is your plea, sir? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
And are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
All right, state.
State offers plea documents and offense reports as States Exhibit 1, notification and certification of defendant's right of appeal as States Exhibit 2, waiver of Article 39.14 disclosures as States Exhibit 3, and waiver of risk and needs assessment as States Exhibit 4. The state also requests the defense counsel stipulate to venue and jurisdiction of this honorable court and stipulate to the fact that all evidence which has been e-filed is sufficient to corroborate today's plea of guilty.
No objection, Judge, and so agreed and stipulated.
And without objection, so admitted. It'll be the judgment of the court that the finding of guilty and all further proceedings are hereby deferred in CR 2102, 786D in the case of State versus Ociel Villarreal. Recommendation, State?
The state recommends a $100 fine, court costs, 4 months deferred adjudication, a drug education course, and 20 community service hours.
20. Court will hereby waive the community hours. Is that the understanding, Ms. Arispe?
Yes, Judge, that's the understanding. The only request would be that I know the order says court costs paid in Stanford, Judge, but we can have 60 days on that, Judge.
Okay, yeah, we'll give it an extension.